Chat filter. Okay, bingo. All right. Hi everyone. How is everyone doing out there? Goodbye June and hello July. Yep, and it's a rainy Tuesday night in northern New Jersey, and yep, and since today is the beginning of July, I want to be able to provide tonight's update going forward in life. So in case you're all tuning in, it's the beginning of July, and we're not off to a good start this year in this month because it's raining and and sometimes I and also do me a favor, and whenever you're watching this live stream, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, because I am 3 subscribers away from reaching 500. So, yep, and I'm at 497 right now, and I want to be able to reach my 500 subscriber mark. So, whether you're watching this video or not, keep it up, because I want to be able to get closer to that goal. Okay? So, yeah. Oh, and I apologize for wearing a hoodie. It's just, well, we have air conditioner, and it doesn't, when I'm outside, I have to take it off because I don't want to end up getting a heat stroke. Which reminds me, that's one of the few topics that I'm going to talk about right now in this live stream, in this update live stream, is the fact that 6 years ago, I was really sick. Well, that was before COVID. Not during COVID, before COVID. And yeah, that was before COVID started. And what it started out to be a viral stomach infection, because I kept feeling dizzy. I felt like I was going to throw up. And I got 8 viewers. Nice. Sweet. Oi. Hi. How are you? Okay, so like I said, it turned out to be a viral stomach infection, but it turns out when I kept throwing up a lot, when I had all these persistent vomiting episodes, it turned out to be a viral stomach infection, like a stomach bug, because it went up. The number of viewers went up. Oh, goody. Yeah, it was friggin' brutal. Yeah, and then I went to the hospital. They said that it turned out to be a viral stomach infection, but it turns out that I had, because I kept throwing up a lot, and they said it turned out to be an esophagitis. And in case anyone doesn't know what an esophagitis is, it's an inflammation in the esophagus. And that's what I had before COVID started. Well, that was before COVID, back when we were all home, kept at home and everything. And I had, normally, you do feel bad for me. So, and that was back when my mom was alive. She passed away back in April 2022. So it's been over 3 years since she passed away. So, and also, don't forget to subscribe, folks, because I am almost at my 500th subscriber. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, 500 is just a click or tap away. Just remember that, because I want to be able to achieve my goal of 500 subscribers. 500. That's halfway to 1,000. Because 500 is halfway to 1,000. 500 plus 500 is 1,000. And that's how you do the math. That's how you do the math, folks. Okay, back to what happened in 2019, 6 years ago. Back when my mom was alive, and I was pretty sick that year. So, and that's the first of the many things that I'm going to be talking about in this live update. So, going forward in life, let's see here. Okay, so, and the first time I went to the hospital before COVID, yeah, I sure did. And I'm sorry I haven't shaved. No, that's just thunder. Okay, so like I said, it was before COVID, and the first time I went to the hospital was a few hours, but then the doctors sent me home after saying that it was a viral stomach infection, and yeah, it was in the summer of 2019, which I call the dreaded summer of 2019. That was the summer before we had COVID, and we all remember, and can't believe I got sick before COVID. And thank you to Robin Atkins for sending me the thoughtful emojis. Ah, shucks. And now my viewers went down to 2. But don't worry, I'll get more viewers eventually, so, and more likes. And eventually more subscribers because I'm almost at the 500 mark. So there you have it. Okay, so like I said, and then the second time I went to the hospital was in the end of July of 2019. Sorry, I just got a runny nose. It's from being inside a lot. So yeah, well, but at least we have air conditioning. It has a lot of ventilation. So, oh, and I apologize for being too wound up because I had a lot of caffeine, a lot of coffee and iced tea. Sorry about that. And now I got itchy up. I think that's why I kept talking too fast. No. Yep, and then the second time I went to the hospital was in the end of July 2019 and then the beginning of August of 2019. And yeah, well, when I was really sick that year, yeah, it ruined the last normal summer before we had COVID. Back when COVID kept everyone inside of the house. Ooh, another like. Nice. Oh, goody, goody, goody. Wow. Not much. Like I said, I know 2019 wasn't a bad year at all. What's your favorite food? Pizza. Yeah, my favorite food is pizza. So, okay, so like I said, yeah, well, I should have apologized to 2019 because I thought 2019 was a shit year. But it turns out that 2019 had some flaws. It had some fatal flaws to begin with. Well, the worst flaw that I had in 2019 was getting sick before COVID. That was before we had COVID, several months before COVID. Pepperoni. And I also like buffalo chicken pizza, so. And also, going forward in life, and I blame it entirely on my poor diet because, after when losing my dad, I was stressed out a lot and I had an extremely poor diet. I had Taco Bell every week and I would go to Taco Bell like almost every day. How much kilograms? I'm not sure though. I blamed my poor diet on getting sick before COVID. So it is, well, do you have any Actually, I do. Playing video games, making artwork, and also going bowling. Yeah, I love video games. With the new Switch out, and they have a new Mario Kart out. Yep, and I can't afford it right now, the new Switch 2, because they have a new Mario Kart out as well. So, and I can't wait to play the new Mario Kart. All right, so like I said, back in 2019, maybe another time. I'm kind of busy talking about my updates and everything, so. And also, by the time I went into remission for my esophagitis because of my poor diet and my vomiting episodes from when I had the stomach infection in the dreaded summer of 2019, when I went into remission. It was probably like the end of August, beginning of September, probably when the kids started to go back to school. And yeah, summer 2019 was just a fucking nightmare. It really was a fucking nightmare. So, and I don't ever want to think about what happened in the summer of 2019. I am not going to answer that question. Okay? Yep, I am not going to answer that question. Okay? Okay. So, yep, and the previous comment, I'm not going to respond to it. Okay, so like I said, by the time I went into remission, yeah, well, that was just months before the virus originated, and then which became a global pandemic. Oh, because COVID started as it was an outbreak, but and I'm also not going to answer that as well. Whatever questions that I'm not comfortable answering, please don't ask them, okay? Because, please don't. All right, so, okay, so like I said, I forgot, what was, yes, and I'm gonna. It just, because I have this summer to look forward to after going through 2 years of the pandemic, even though when I got sick before COVID was like a prologue, and also of some rough years I faced. And also we had the pandemic, and then my mom passed away in 2022. So, and I have a lot to look forward to this summer. So, such as getting 500 my highest score is in the 200s. And as for going to the beach, I'm not really a fan of going to the beach because I don't like getting sand on my feet and everything, and I worry about crabs and everything and sharks. Yeah, and I sometimes get a little fearful when it comes to crabs and also sharks in the ocean and everything, even though the ocean is very dangerous, and it can be when there's sharks in the ocean. So, yeah, there can be sharks at times. Yeah, like in the movie Jaws. Because, Jaws is one of my favorite movies of all time. Well, almost. Well, one of my favorite movies from the 70s. Let's see here. Sharks. Yeah, I bowled in the 200s. So, now that sucks. Yeah, but, even if there's sharks in the ocean, the lifeguards will tell them that the beach will be closed and they have to go home and everything. It can be a hazard, just like in the movie Jaws. And speaking of Jaws, did you know that I even beat the Jaws video game one time? The Nintendo game Jaws, the one that Angry Video Game Nerd reviewed a long, long time ago. It's the 8-bit Nintendo game. Yeah, I beat it a long time ago. The 8-bit Jaws game on the 8-bit Nintendo Jaws game. Yeah, I actually beat that game. It's not a great game, but it does have some potential. The 8-bit Jaws Nintendo game. Yeah, it did have some potential, but it wasn't a great game. Yeah, I beat it. What's that? Yeah, I was just checking the comments section. So, okay, so, and since I was checked out of the hospital before COVID started, I've been really watching my diet and everything and trying to reduce my diet. My limitations of going to Taco Bell. Do you like Funky Kong? He's pretty cool. He's one of the best characters in Mario Kart Wii. Yeah, he's one of the best characters in Mario Kart Wii. I even used him to get through the 150cc in the Mario Grand Prix mode. Yeah, he's pretty cool though. And I think when you combine him with the Bowser bike, that's like the best combo in the game. Funky Kong with the Bowser bike. Yeah, that's like the best combo in the game. Funky Kong on the Bowser bike. Yeah, I actually got up to 100% in Mario Kart Wii. I unlocked all the characters, unlocked all the cups, and unlocked all the carts and bikes in Mario Kart Wii. That was in 2019 though, because Mario Kart Wii can be brutal, just like any other Mario Kart game. Yeah, I think Double Dash was the hardest. Yeah, I think the hardest Mario Kart game was either 64 or Double Dash. Because I played 64, but I never played Double Dash before. So yeah, I've never played Double Dash. Ooh, I got some loves in my video. So like I said, yeah, I've played the original Mario Kart. I also played 64. I've also played the one on Game Boy Advance. And I didn't really like the Game Boy Advance version, I've never played Double Dash and the 3DS version, but I did play the original DS version. Do you play Super? Yes, I do. I love Super Smash Brothers. You have hanging out? Really? Really? Yes, I do play Super Smash Brothers. And my favorite Super Smash Brothers game out of all the series is Ultimate. Who do you main in Smash? Well, actually, I main either Mario or Sonic. Well, since Brawl, Sonic as in all the games, Mario. But since Mario and Yoshi in Smash 64 and in Melee. But in Brawl to Ultimate, both Mario and Sonic. Because in Brawl and Ultimate, Sonic starts off, because in Brawl and Ultimate, Sonic starts out as an unlockable character. Well, actually, I do Yoshi. Yoshi was my second main in 64 and Melee. Ganon player. Ganondorf sucked in Brawl and Smash 4. But he did get slightly better in Ultimate. Because, that was when they changed Ganondorf's appearance as he did in, what he looked like in Twilight Princess. Whoa, Nelly! Holy shit, I just burped. Holy shit. That's probably from the barbecue chicken tacos I had for dinner tonight. Holy shit. So, and sorry about the profanity, folks. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just burped. So like I said, in Super Smash Brothers, in 64 and Melee, I main Mario and Yoshi. Well, my first main is Mario, and my second main is Yoshi. That's in 64 and Melee. But in Brawl through Ultimate, my first main is Mario. Thank you so much. Well, actually, in Brawl to Ultimate, my first main is Mario. While Mario is my first main, Sonic is my second main. But Sonic has to be unlocked in Brawl and Ultimate. Because in Ultimate, you only start... Hear that? That is thunder. Yeah, I just heard thunder as well. Yeah, it's really storming up here. But in Brawl and Ultimate, Sonic is my second main. But, Brawl, Smash 4, and Ultimate, Sonic is my second main. But in Brawl and Ultimate, Sonic is unlocked. Sonic is not in the roster in the start. Because, in Ultimate, the characters that are available when you first start the game in Ultimate is whoever is the default roster in Smash 64. And the characters are Mario, Donkey Kong, Link, Samus, Yoshi, Kirby, Fox, and Pikachu. The same character lineup that are the starting lineup in Smash 64 is also the starting roster in Ultimate. So, the day when I got the Switch for Christmas was, and I remember when the first thing I did when I got Smash Ultimate along with the Switch for Christmas was unlock all the characters. Thank you so much. I really hope for the same thing as well. So, thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. And I've played every Smash game except the 3DS version of Smash 4. Yeah, well, I wasn't really a fan of the 3DS version of Smash 4. But I did play the Wii U version of Smash 4. Can't believe it's been over 10 years since Smash 4 came out. Well, back in December, or actually either in November or December, Smash 4 came out over 10 years ago. So, yeah, I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to Super Smash Brothers. So, no doubt about it. And yes, what's it? Really? Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll get 500 subscribers and we'll be able to fulfill my goal and to fulfill my destiny of reaching my 500th subscriber. So everyone, don't forget to subscribe because I know you're a fan of my channel and prior to starting this live stream, I was 3 subscribers shy from reaching best of you. Thank you so much because I was prior to this live stream, I was 3 subscribers away from reaching the 500th mark. And eventually I will get up to 1K. Yep, I will because my channel, because and wouldn't you all believe that 15 years ago, I started my YouTube channel. But guess how many videos I had when I first started my YouTube back in 2010? Zippity-doo-dah. Yep, that's right. Zippity-doo-dah with the videos I had 15 years ago. Over 15 years ago. And look how my channel has grown ever since. And my first YouTube video was when I was talking about the Emoji Movie and how bad it was. It was just a short. When I talked about the Emoji Movie and how terrible the Emoji Movie was, and when I warned or told people to stay away from the movie because of how bad the Emoji Movie was. Yeah, like I said, the Emoji Movie was a pretty bad movie, to be honest with you. So, and I've never seen the Emoji Movie in my entire life. So, all right, I'm going to conclude the live stream in like 3 minutes. And New Jersey. Yep, I am in New Jersey. And I've been a Jersey boy all my life. But I did, what's that? I'm going to have to look when I conclude the live stream because I'm going to conclude in 3 minutes. So, and once I reach 500, then it's something to celebrate as I start kickoff July. Really? No way. But I'm still going to have to finish in 3 minutes. So, and like I said, I've been watching my diet ever since I was sick before COVID and everything. I know, I should have apologized to 2019. 2019 was not a bad year at all. It did have flaws, but it shaped me into who I am now. It shaped me into a stronger and more resilient person. And that's something to be thankful for in the days to come. Yeah, 2019 did have flaws which shaped me into, and even 2020 during the pandemic, shaped me into a more stronger and more resilient individual. So, yep, 2 minutes left in the live stream in. Yep, I think I achieved my accomplishment of reaching my 500 subscriber. So, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my live stream. And sorry about that. I'm trying to figure out what I was going to say next. So, and everyone, thank you to my fellow viewers, thank you so much for tuning. Oh, and also I'm going to think about hosting a new radio show called Smooth Jazz Sunday Night. So, and I'm going to have to talk about it at a different date. So, everyone, be safe out there. Enjoy your night, and we will see each other in the future. God bless.